I need you to stop everything you are doing right now and pay extremely close attention to what I am about to share with you, because this information could genuinely determine whether you keep your driving license or lose it permanently without any chance of appeal. The brand new UK driving laws that I am about to reveal are not something that will happen in the distant future or sometime next year when you have plenty of time to prepare. These sweeping legislative changes are being implemented right now in February 2026, and the most alarming aspect of this entire situation is that the overwhelming majority of British drivers have absolutely no idea that these changes even exist or that they are already in effect. I am telling you with complete honesty and sincerity that a single innocent mistake, one momentary lapse in concentration, one action that you have been doing harmlessly for years could now result in hundreds of pounds in devastating fines, penalty points accumulating on your license at an alarming rate, or even a permanent criminal record that will follow you for the remainder of your life, affecting your employment prospects, travel opportunities, and personal reputation. This is not sensationalism or exaggeration designed to frighten you unnecessarily, because this is the absolute reality of the situation, and you desperately need to understand precisely what is happening before you even consider turning that ignition key again, because the next few minutes of information could genuinely save your driving privileges, protect your hard-earned money, and safeguard your entire future on British roads. Welcome to UK Pensioners Pro, where I am absolutely dedicated to bringing you the most important, most relevant, and most life-changing information that affects pensioners and senior citizens across the United Kingdom. This channel exists for one fundamental reason, and that is to ensure that you are never left in the dark about changes that directly impact your daily life, your financial security, and your independence. I understand that many of you watching are seniors who are already facing tremendous challenges living on UK state pensions that barely cover the essentials while navigating the complicated landscape of government benefits and support programs. Whether you are trying to understand your eligibility for personal independence payment, which provides crucial financial support for those with long-term health conditions or disabilities, or you are attempting to claim employment and support allowance for those who cannot work due to illness, or you are anxiously waiting for your winter fuel payment to help cover the astronomical heating costs during the bitter cold months, or you are hoping to receive cost of living payments to help you cope with the ever-increasing prices of food, energy, and everyday necessities, I am here to guide you through every single aspect of the support available to you. Many pensioners across this nation are genuinely struggling to make ends meet, and the last thing you need is unexpected fines, penalty points, or legal troubles arising from driving laws that nobody properly informed you about, which is precisely why today's video is so incredibly important. February 2026 is witnessing some of the most comprehensive and far-reaching alterations to British driving legislation that we have seen in well over a decade, and these are not minor administrative adjustments or subtle policy tweaks that you can afford to overlook. We are discussing substantial transformative modifications that will fundamentally change how you drive your vehicle, where you are legally permitted to park, what you can and cannot do with your mobile phone, how you must interact with pedestrians and cyclists, and what essential equipment your vehicle must have installed to remain compliant with the law. What genuinely troubles me deeply is that the government has not conducted any significant public awareness campaign to inform drivers about these changes. There have been no nationwide television announcements, no informational leaflets delivered to homes across the country, and no clear communication explaining what is changing and why it matters to ordinary British drivers. This means that millions of honest, law-abiding motorists who have always followed the rules and tried to do the right thing are going to find themselves inadvertently breaking laws they knew nothing about and facing severe consequences through absolutely no fault of their own. Let me begin with the mobile phone regulations, which have become dramatically stricter from February 2026. Any interaction whatsoever with a handheld mobile phone while you are in control of a vehicle with the engine running is now completely and absolutely illegal, with no exceptions and no room for interpretation. This applies even if you are sitting in completely stationary traffic that has not moved for several minutes, even if you are stopped at a red traffic light with your handbrake engaged, and even if you think you are just quickly checking who is calling or glancing at a notification. The only permitted exceptions are if your phone is securely mounted in an approved hands-free cradle and you are using voice commands exclusively without touching the screen, or if you are safely parked in a designated parking space with your engine completely switched off and the key removed from the ignition. The penalties for violating these regulations are severe and immediately impactful, with 6 penalty points being added directly to your license and a fine of £200 for each offence. For new drivers who passed their test within the last 2 years, 6 points means automatic disqualification and being forced to retake both the theory and practical tests from scratch. For many pensioners who rely on their vehicles to attend medical appointments, collect prescriptions, visit family members, or simply maintain their independence and dignity, losing your license would be absolutely devastating and potentially isolating. The changes regarding parking regulations are equally significant and will affect everyone who parks on residential streets or in busy urban areas. Local councils across the entire country are being granted enhanced enforcement powers from February 2026, and the fines for parking violations are increasing substantially. Parking on pavements, even partially with just 2 wheels mounted on the curb, is becoming a serious offence, with penalty charge notices of £70 being issued outside London and £130 within Greater London. The reasoning behind this crackdown is fundamentally about accessibility and safety, because when vehicles park carelessly on pavements, they force wheelchair users, people with mobility scooters, parents pushing prams, and visually impaired individuals to navigate around them, often into dangerous traffic. For many senior citizens who rely on mobility aids or struggle with physical limitations, clear accessible pavements are absolutely essential for safe independent movement, and these parking enforcement changes are designed to protect vulnerable pedestrians like yourselves. Leaving your engine running while parked, which is known as idling, is also becoming a finable offence in many more areas across the country, with initial penalties of £20 increasing to £80 if not paid promptly. This particularly applies near schools, hospitals, and residential areas where quality matters most. For pensioners who might be tempted to leave their engine running on cold mornings to warm the vehicle before driving, this is now something you need to avoid completely in these designated areas. The regulations regarding proper insurance coverage are becoming much more strictly enforced, with devastating consequences for those who fall foul of them. If you use your vehicle for any purpose beyond standard social, domestic, and pleasure driving, you legally require business insurance coverage. This includes driving to different work locations, carrying work equipment, transporting colleagues or clients, or using your vehicle for any delivery services, even occasionally. The penalties for driving without proper insurance are genuinely severe, including a fixed penalty of £300 and 6 penalty points as a minimum, with the possibility of unlimited fines, driving disqualification, and vehicle seizure in more serious cases. Police forces across Britain now have automatic number plate recognition systems that flag uninsured vehicles instantly and automatically, which means being caught is increasingly likely. For pensioners who might occasionally help with informal delivery work or driving duties to supplement their pension income, checking your insurance coverage is absolutely essential. For drivers aged 70 and over, there are important changes to the license renewal process that you need to understand. Your driving license must be renewed every 3 years, and from February 2026 the DVLA is implementing enhanced verification systems with additional identity checks and potentially longer processing times. You have a serious legal obligation to inform the DVLA honestly about any medical conditions that might affect your driving ability, including diabetes, epilepsy, strokes, heart conditions, sleep apnea, visual impairments, and various other health issues. The DVLA is now working much more closely with medical professionals and GP surgeries with better systems for cross-checking information between databases. Providing false information on medical self-declaration forms can result in criminal prosecution, fines up to £1,000, and immediate license revocation. If you have an accident and investigations reveal that you failed to declare a relevant medical condition, your insurance will be completely void, leaving you personally liable for potentially enormous costs. Drug driving enforcement is also getting significantly tougher, with new generation roadside testing devices being deployed across the entire UK. Importantly, it is not just illegal recreational substances that can result in prosecution, because certain prescription medications and over-the-counter medicines can also trigger a drug driving charge if they impair your ability to drive safely. This includes strong painkillers, some antidepressants, certain antihistamines, sleeping tablets, and even some cold and flu remedies. For many pensioners who take multiple medications daily, this is crucial information, and you should always check the packaging for warnings about driving or consult your pharmacist or doctor if you are uncertain. I want to remind all of you who are struggling on UK pensions that there is support available to help you through these difficult times. If you have not already claimed your winter fuel payment, make sure you check your eligibility, as this provides essential help with heating costs during the cold months. Cost of living payments continue to be issued to eligible households to help with rising expenses, and if you have a health condition or disability that affects your daily life, you may be entitled to personal independence payment, which can provide between approximately £28 to over £180 weekly depending on your circumstances. Employment and support allowance is available for those who cannot work due to illness, and pension credit can provide additional income if your state pension falls below certain thresholds. These benefits exist to support you, and I encourage everyone to check their eligibility, because many pensioners are missing out on thousands of pounds annually simply because they do not realise they qualify. Thank you sincerely for being part of the UK Pensioners Pro community. If you found this information valuable, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss critical information that affects your life. Stay safe, stay legal, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.